Well, good evening. I hope we've got some people out there watching. Welcome to Mountains to Sea Live on this Wednesday evening. This is an After Icon edition, and we have Andrea and Andy from Arc Adventures here with us tonight.
Welcome, guys.
Yeah, welcome.
Hey, everybody.
So we met Andrea and Andy on the Icon. In fact, you guys were sitting like 4 seats away from us in the main dining room.
Yeah, we were.
It was kind of a daily occurrence at times.
And then we'd run into you, here and there, and Aquadome and pool deck, and things like that. So
Yeah, we kept running into you over and over, so that's kind of funny.
yeah. So let's see. We've got Eddie
Look
Lugo
in the house.
in the house. Good evening, Eddie. We're looking forward to meeting you and Alice this weekend down in Helen. We're going down.
Down or is it over?
It's kind of down.
Down.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we're going to the 4th annual YouTuber meetup down in Helen, Georgia this weekend.
Nice.
So that should be fun. Lots of folks going to be down there. It's pretty neat. We met Mike Clock of Clock Family Adventures on the Icon as well. He told us about it. It was like, wow, that's like an hour and a half from us. So easy trip for us.
Mhm.
But so guys, tell us a little bit about you and your channel.
Well, we started our channel back in 2019. We were kind of not exactly sure what all led up to it, but we were watching cruise videos at the time because we were gearing up to take her parents on their first ever cruise on Carnival Horizon. So we stumbled on a YouTuber channel, Sean and Steph, and kind of watched her videos on how to put out vlogs, and we're like, hey, we could do this. So we just started, trying it ourselves, and before you knew it, we're putting out videos, and then the nice thing is we can look back on them now. And
yeah, it was kind of like a video diary because I have a terrible memory. So Andy will say,
Right.
"Oh, you need to remember when we were on this trip," and I'm like, nope, I don't. I have no idea. So now he goes, "Oh, let's go watch the vlog so you can remember what we did." So
There you go.
That's
Yeah.
funny.
That's we kind of fell into the same trap, I guess.
Is it really a trap, though?
Yeah, I don't know.
It's a rabbit hole.
So last January, we booked a cruise for Laurie's birthday. That was in November.
Mhm.
Neither one of us had cruised in many, many years. And so what did I do? I jump on YouTube and I'm like, let's see what I can find out about this ship. And that just opened the whole world of cruise tubers to me. And we got hooked. And we started watching it. And before you know it, I was looking at Laurie and I'm like, well, we don't know much about cruising, but we know a little bit about St. Martin because we go there every year. And why don't we just at least do something? Because we shoot pictures and some video clips and things like that when we travel anyway, but we've never done anything to put anything together so
No.
something would last.
We're like, yeah, we can do that, and then we're like, oh my god, we didn't have a clue what we were doing.
Oh, it was a rough start. If you go way back in the archives of Arc Adventures, our first vlog was I think 5.5 minutes of like B-roll to music, and then we finally kind of stumbled into it. I think probably the most real one that made us feel like we were YouTubers was when we did Independence of the Sea in 2017. That was kind of when we're like, okay, we have an idea what we're supposed to be doing. So that got the ball rolling.
Yeah. Our first.
Well, I gotta say, we're still learning, so it's like July 1st will mark 1 year for us since we published our first long form video. But
nice.
And you're getting much better, if I might say so myself.
I'm trying. I spend all my evenings and weekends either editing video or learning about shooting video and editing video and trying to get better. So
Yeah, well, especially with those crews. So we started out with mostly cruising. Then the pandemic hit and we were scrambling, like, what are we going to do? So we started doing like abandoned malls, closing malls, and then things started opening up more, and we took a leap of faith and got a place near Orlando. And we're like, why don't we just start sharing our Disney and see what happens? And so
Yeah, in Orlando, you're never wanting for content. It's
yeah,
like everywhere. So
yeah,
yeah, and I mean we live in the Smoky Mountains, so there's lots to do around here. And we did St. Martin, we waited a few months before we published anything.
Yeah.
And so we started doing stuff locally, going to
when you
different
don't
events
have
and things.
anything, you
And
gotta do what you can.
yeah,
to
just
get something out.
just anything so we could have something new come out every week. So
yeah.
just trying to keep it alive. And then cruising started, and now it's been pretty much nothing but cruising
And you can't keep up now.
and trying to keep up. Yeah.
How many cruises have you all been on?
We've been on 3 so far
Together, yeah.
together. Yeah.
Nice. Well, we were on 3. Our first 3, we did not vlog. We weren't vloggers yet because we started in 2019, and our first cruise was 2016.
2 were
Two were-
my very first cruise
Yeah.
on 2016. I was like, oh, this is kind of fun. So 6 months later, 4 months later, we went on another one, and then kind of snowballed from
Yeah,
there.
so we didn't vlog till 2019, so we had 3 cruises first. But we had a little B-roll for those 3, so they did make a very short video, not very interesting, but we had to start somewhere.
All right, so we're here
We have a few shout outs.
Yeah.
I just want to mention that.
let me go through
got
chat
a
here
few,
real
hey,
quick.
how are you guys?
Yeah, we've
And
got
Hey.
Howie Cruz, welcome, Howie Cruz.
welcome Howie Cruz, and we got your favorite couple.
And
Both of those guys we've had on in the past few weeks talking about Icon because we met them all on Icon. And
Eddie, we were
yeah, I think we put Eddie up on the screen.
So
Eddie Lugo
if you missed anyone,
Studios.
sorry. Hello, everybody. Thank you for support and
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming out, and thank you guys for taking the time out of your busy schedule to come and talk with us. But
yes,
we wanted to talk some tonight about Icon. Now, for us, being our third cruise, it was, of course, our first inaugural cruise.
Mhm.
I don't know if you guys have been on any other inaugurals, but
We should have been on one for Mardi Gras, but with all the cancellations, it didn't happen. So yeah, this was our first inaugural.
Awesome.
Oh, so tell me about that experience for you being at your first inaugural cruise.
It was fabulous. Like now it's like every cruise we're going, it's like, are we gonna get a gift today?
Oh, man.
We weren't used to that. We kept thinking, when we got to like day 3, it's like, oh, the gifts are gonna stop.
Yeah, there won't be any more.
It went the whole time. It was crazy.
Yeah, it was really fun. I'd never been on an inaugural, so now I want to go on another one. So
yeah, we were a little, I don't know, I was at least hesitant because you hear of all the horror stories of inaugural cruises that it's, slow or things aren't as good. But like, I don't think I have any complaints on the inaugural cruise. Like, I don't think that there was like any bumps in the road. So I don't know if that was just like a fluke that it just happened the inaugural went smoothly, or
they had their shakedown cruise before that.
Yeah, they did that for sure, and I heard anywhere from 60 to 80% capacity.
Yeah.
So that probably helped some.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, we were a bit concerned with all of the issues with other inaugural cruises that we heard about, and it's like, what's going to happen? And luckily, it came off without a hitch. They had a couple of shows that had some issues and things, but that's kind of to be expected.
Yeah.
Things happen, especially when you're trying to get a brand new show out that no one's seen before.
And I think there was really only 2 things. It was the Wizard of Oz show that first night and laser tag they had some issues with that I am aware of. I don't know if there was anything else.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they rescheduled Wizard of Oz for like an afternoon, like one of the
Which
last
we
Yeah.
happened to,
days.
luckily they rescheduled it because we were able to see it. So,
Yeah, we thought we were gonna
Oh,
miss
okay.
it.
Yeah.
So we got to see it.
Yeah. So that was
Oh
pretty
yeah,
It was great.
it was a great show.
Mhm.
We
Yeah,
really
So
enjoyed it.
too.
So we were booked on the inaugural cruise of Utopia.
I was
We
wondering if
were.
you were gonna go there since
We
you were just talking
were.
about that, and
Yeah, until we got the email yesterday saying that, oh, we're going to stick a 3-day cruise in front of you.
that's
gonna
gonna
be the
new
inaugural.
Yeah, and
How
so
did,
what
how
I-
did you feel about
cruise.
that?
What I think is kind of crazy. So reading the email, seeing that, you know, the inaugural was 4 days and then they're bumping it up early for 3 days. So you have the option to transfer, but they
Right.
didn't give you an option to do like a back-to-back.
Exactly.
Right.
I mean, they didn't give you an option to do a back-to-back.
Yeah.
There was nothing in there about it. You couldn't even call Royal Caribbean. Their people don't know anything about it. All you can do is fill out this form
Oh,
and
no, she
say,
said she knew, but then
yeah.
but she didn't.
They can say yes. You say yes, I want to change to the 3-day, or no, I'll keep my 4-day.
Right.
But
Have you
you know,
decided what you're doing?
not yet.
No.
You know, and the thing is, this ship is now early. Why would it be so difficult to change that 3-day to a 4-day, and everybody would have exactly what they had before?
Yeah.
They just move 4 days earlier,
Right.
and boom,
And no refunds.
everybody's happy.
Like it's just an easy transition. You just go a week
Yeah,
early.
I don't know. Because it's only a couple days early, and I get if the ship's early, it's all about money. They want to make more money, but it's like just let the ship or do what they did with Icon, do a shakeout cruise, and then just let everybody keep their 4-day inaugural. But
Because I would think there's thousands of people that booked that are expecting to be the inaugural and they're not anymore.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
And the biggest thing, at least for us, I mean, other people, okay, you get shorted 1 day, but for us, after our experience on Icon, we knew that 4 days we would be busting our butts trying to get anything covered on that ship.
3 days.
So now we do it in
3 days,
Yeah.
you wouldn't see anything. So I don't really know what we're going to do at this point.
well,
Oh, that's a good point.
I think that all said, we're probably leaning towards switching to the 3-day to be the inaugural. Even though, as you said, like 4 days would have been cutting it close. Now 3, you'll really have to motor to try to see everything. So we're gonna maybe try.
So Howie Cruz says they may not be able to make it a 4-day due to port schedules.
That's a good point.
There has to be a reason. I'm sure they want the money. Very interesting for sure. But I mean, if nothing else, give us the option to do a back-to-back.
Yeah.
At least then you do have the inaugural and you have your original 4-day or whatever. But at the same time, I know that people, when we bought our tickets to Utopia, there were people who, well, they said, hey, do you want to do a back-to-back? So do the 4-day inaugural and then do the 3-day after. So I don't know how many people maybe did that.
I didn't think of that. Right, because they might already have a back-to-back.
Yeah. So,
but yeah, I
don't
did
know.
say that to Andrea from she read the email to me. I'm like, where's the option to add the 3-day and keep your 4-day? And that wasn't an option.
All right. So you guys are booked as well, huh?
So we're booked, but I think we were discussing it last night. I think even though we're going to lose a day, I think we're going to switch to the 3-day, mainly because we're only going to be missing Nassau, which we've been to. So I guess the only thing we would be missing out is that extra day on the ship. But I don't know. Well, I think we'll just stick with the 3-day inaugural, and
I guess it'll be a challenge to cover as much of the ship as we can in like 3 days. But
yeah,
we may be, well, we'll have to be up for it, I guess.
Yeah.
So my camera battery just died. It should be
fix
charging
it,
for my
right?
computer, but for some reason it didn't. So
Technology.
oh well. Yeah,
He's
gotta
the
love it.
tech guy. If he can't get it to work, we're in
Ooh, We're
trouble.
all disappearing.
So we still haven't decided what we're gonna do.
It's
Let's
tough.
see.
We have a couple more days.
Yeah, so Eddie says to me a 7 day is short already. And Howie Cruz says we're not booked. Julie is all in. Brian is budgeting. Yeah, that's for sure.
Somebody has to.
When you look at the price of Utopia, well, if you did a 7 day on Utopia, it's still less than the current going rate for Icon, but it's still quite a bit more than we ended up paying for our tickets. I mean, the only way we got on Icon was because we got a super duper late term deal.
Yeah, a couple cabins opened up on somebody else's group cruise, and
That's
hey, we got 3
exactly-
cabins. You want to go? And we're like, how much? And they told us, we're like, yeah, we're in.
That's exactly what happened to us. We had Utopia booked first for the inaugural, and
Same for us.
too.
about 2 months before Icon sailed, we got, same as you, great group booking came across, and I ran through the house. I was like, Andy, how much would you pay for Icon? And he gave me something higher, and I'm like, oh, well, this is lower, so let's go. So we just kind of stumbled across that. So
yeah, I kind of think that considering you guys were like just a couple of tables over from us, maybe you got on the same
cruise that we
same group that we did, but
yeah. I'll message you later and I'll ask you what you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think so because
that would only make sense if we were all on the same stretch, but yeah.
Kind of made sense. But anyway, back to Icon.
Yeah.
We'll figure out what we're gonna do about Utopia. Who knows?
Well, maybe you just stay a couple of cabins away from us.
Yeah.
For all we know.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know.
We'll have to talk about that after.
There you go.
So did you want to ask a question, or did you guys want to start by saying anything, or no? All right. So I have a question. What was your biggest takeaway from the Icon?
Oh man.
So the very first thing we noticed, so I don't want to say the same thing as what everybody else has been saying, so I'm going to say something else. Well, everybody kept saying how you went right through the promenade area. It looked like a mall, which is true. But I think the biggest thing for me was when we got down past the promenade and you saw where the elevators were and you looked down the hallway towards like the staterooms, just seeing how wide the ship was from like stateroom door over here versus stateroom door on the other side. It was, it's just huge.
Oh yeah, and when you got in those hallways, all the other ships that we've been on, they had the little bends and kinks in the hallway.
Yep.
So it's like you can't see from one end of the ship to the other. This one, you got in that hallway and it was one straight line further than you could see. It was like
I was looking
Get off the wrong elevator.
off to infinity.
In the Shining, I'm waiting for the little twin girls at
Oh,
the
with
end
the-
of the hallway.
The little three-wheeler.
But something I did notice with the width of the hallways and stuff, if you had a motorized vehicle's not really the right word, but a motorized something cart or scooter, thank you.
Yeah.
You were able to kind of turn easily and maneuver pretty good.
Yeah, the halls themselves were really wide. I mean, not just from one edge to the other, but also just like your little hallway as well, that you could easily pass somebody and not have to like scoot over. Yeah, really well laid out.
It was.
Having technical difficulties again?
I don't know. My monitor is wanting to go dark on me for some reason.
Oh.
Having trouble seeing right now. I don't know why. Got to get this stuff fixed, but
Yeah, you do. And you know what he's gonna say later on when we're not on here? He's
It
gonna be
works.
asking for more money. And he'll say, hey, you know, well, we can, not have to go through that if we did this. That's what he'll do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's what it goes.
I'll say, no, that money is saved for cruising.
So
Well, that's kind of like when Andy says, hey, I found a new camera. Not until we sell another camera are we getting a new camera. So,
See?
yeah, I know.
So it's like, no, you know what? Maybe you need a little camera. We'll just rig that up for you to have. So he doesn't have to necessarily sell it. He'll just give it to me so that, I can walk around with a different camera.
There you go.
Better camera. Yeah, you see how he works? He's
then
very
you got to
cool.
watch the trickiness. If you have too many devices and too much footage, then it's a whole different beast to go through when it's time to edit.
That's all I do.
Yeah, we ran into that issue last year. We were trying to use two different DJI cameras or devices at the same time.
When we were on the beach and I kept linking up to each one.
Oh.
Yeah, so I had a DJI action cam and the Osmo gimbal for the cell phone.
Yeah.
And the gimbal kept cutting off on us and stopped working because it would connect to the action cam and lost connection to the gimbal, and so technology interference.
He learned the hard way on that one. Yeah.
Yeah, there have definitely been a lot of hard lessons when you're trying to be swift.
Yeah.
And do something fun, but well.
So do you have a takeaway? Your biggest takeaway? Somebody asked me that, and I had a hard time answering.
I mean, I can't say anything other than embarkation, walking in and seeing the Pearl. That was just spectacular. I walked in and I saw that, and then I looked. I'm like, wow, this Royal Promenade is massive.
Yeah.
Mall.
The only thing that I can say though is they could use a little more seating around the promenade area, because as for when it was time for the can't think of the name of it, but the parade that went through and stuff, there was nowhere to sit other than at Sorrento's, and then maybe like little, I guess it was like a little planter area that people were sitting. But it would be nice if they had like, I don't know if they could have benches or I don't know, something just to kind of sit and just like view everything. I don't know.
And like a mall, huh?
Yeah.
An actual mall where you got the little pods and stuff. Yeah, but I mean, I've said it before. You could park 3 18-wheelers in the middle of the Royal Promenade, and side by side, and still have room. But because the other ships that we've been on, we were on the Freedom, and if they had an event in the Royal Promenade where they had a sale on T-shirts or something, well, it was packed. You couldn't even hardly get through it. Same thing with Odyssey. We saw the same issue.
It was laid out really
but
nice.
Icon, it's like, okay, there's 500 people in line to get this what was it, the messy jersey or whatever, and you just walked right on through, no big deal. And then we had tons of people in line to get the captain to sign their ship model, and wasn't any problem.
Well, that was a crazy thing. I didn't even notice the merch shop because I was just staring at the Pearl, and like that was my whole view. I didn't even notice the shop. So
I probably have 3 big takeaways. So it would be, when you walk in, see the Pearl, the whole place just looks like one giant amazing mall. And then Central Park, I'd never seen a Central Park before on a royal ship, so that blew me away. And then the Aquadome blew me away. So there was like 3 things. I was like, holy cow. Well, and then they keep adding more, water parks and swim up bars, and
right.
Oh yeah,
it goes on and on. So pretty impressive.
I don't know. Is it really a swim up bar? I mean, you really couldn't swim in the pool. It was more like a walking bar.
Yeah.
They have to make it so you can walk there because those drinking too much, they're not going to make it if they can't walk.
You could technically float on your back to the swim up part.
Yeah.
Technically.
Technically.
I didn't think I would do it, but should have thought about it.
Yeah. That was the first time that we had seen the Central Park as well.
Mm-hmm.
And
First time we've seen a lot of things.
yeah, first time we've seen a lot of things. I mean,
Yeah.
we hadn't been on a ship that had hooked seafood.
Well, we didn't even go
Which
there.
we didn't even go to, but
The Aquadome, that was the first time we'd seen an
well,
Aquadome.
that's the first time we've seen an aqua show.
My experience with Hooked, it's probably best you didn't.
Uh-oh.
We did go on embarkation day.
And I think I had a touch of food poisoning. So,
Oh, no.
yeah. So Andy's food was fine.
Yeah, it was not bad. Hooked almost made me think that was one thing they were still kind of working on, getting everything right.
Yeah.
And getting all their ducks in a row. Because I actually had on this cruise, I had three filet mignons at different restaurants, including Hooked. I had filet and lobster, but the filet was just something a little funny about it. So it was my least favorite filet of the trip, whereas Chops Grill was like really, really good. It was kind of hard to compete with Chops Grill.
Yeah, but I think
Hook's tried.
Yeah, I think for me, there was only like two things that I would change about the ship. Is at Hooked, the seating and everything was nice, but the problem is the location, since it was right next door to the Aquadome.
Yeah.
When the show goes on, although the show is cool and the music's awesome, but it's loud inside the restaurant.
I didn't think of that. Okay.
And I don't know, maybe it was because we were kind of by the door, so I don't know if that made a difference. And the other place that was kind of odd seating was Giovanni's. That's another one on each side of
the walkthrough.
Since it's a walkthrough, they have music venues or music playing on either side. So at dinner, we're kind of shouting back and forth at the table together because there's music playing. So that's the only things that I thought was a little funky was the location of those two.
Yeah, I mean, I have to agree. We didn't eat at Giovanni's either, and
hung out in that area for the
I mean,
the parade.
We were there, but it was after Giovanni's had closed. So.
Oh yeah, that's true.
So.
That's true.
But even walking by Giovanni's, I felt awkward. I'm like, am I walking through somebody's like table? It just seemed awkward layout.
It was definitely a little different.
Yeah.
That though, she reminded me that was my best filet mignon at Giovanni's. It was like amazing. Yeah, it had like a marsala sauce.
We just couldn't
They
talk,
had me at marsala.
You just eat and smile at each other.
Yeah.
Right. So let's see what folks are saying here. Eddie says they're cruising their first Royal Caribbean cruise line next year out of Galveston on Harmony. Alice's second ever. And
enjoy that.
Let's see, we've got Angie here. Hello, Angie.
I didn't know that person there. She looks familiar.
Well, they seem to know you. How cool that you have Ark Adventures as your special guest.
Yay.
And we also have Carnival Cruise Addicts. Welcome in.
Hello.
Just met you guys earlier on somebody else's live. And
very
Eddie
supportive
says
in our
hi.
TikTok, so thank you.
And
Yeah.
Howie Cruz says I should have had the filet at Giovanni's.
One thing I will say that we haven't really.
It'll be in our video. It'll be day 6, I want to say.
So if you want to hear about the lasagna, you can see what it's about day 6.
in the play. I just probably go on and on about it in the video, I'm sure.
About how good it is, because there was some good
Yeah,
things we had.
I think I saw the video about the lasagna because you were not very happy with it. Is that right?
Yeah. Well, did we do ours? We haven't put ours out. Did we put ours
No,
out?
we
put that out
haven't.
yet?
We haven't put
Was
that
it a
out.
different
Oh,
lasagna?
okay.
Maybe it was a different lasagna.
Maybe it was.
Well, it could be.
Maybe it was on a different cruise. I don't know.
I'm kind of picky about my lasagnas. I don't know.
Or
Well, you sit there and think.
yeah, because
I-
because you're Andy, you're Italian, right?
Mhm.
Or yeah, because
Just gonna call
you
them out.
posted
Well, we
something.
both-
Well, you posted something about meatballs.
Oh, meatballs.
Oh yes,
Yeah.
yes. I was talking about meatballs at Cucina on Carnival, saying that I make a really, really good
Oh,
homemade meatball.
that's what it is. We're confusing
Like
you
the-
because
The
we're
different
putting
chef.
Yes.
we're putting Jubilee out along with, we're doing Jubilee icon. So maybe
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
what we're
Okay.
confusing.
Yeah, we cruise on both ships so close together. I'm like, okay, let's just alternate the videos. So
Yeah.
I mentioned that in one of them, I think.
Yeah.
That is my confusion. I knew that I'd watched something from you guys
Show
recently.
the what do we had over here?
All right, so let's see. Eddie says filet. How we cruise. Bree had the lasagna, but darn, wish I'd had the filet. Must be Brian.
Wait till you see.
And-
Yeah.
Brian gave it a
Right.
3 out of 5, but it was the long wait.
Yeah.
Service. How was your service at
It
Giovanni's?
So
was
the
good.
time we went, we must have been the waiter's only table because he legit was just like hovering around. Like as soon as
Yeah.
we took a sip out of water, he was on it, like pouring. So we must have been the only table. So we
It was bored.
so we can't really say how good the service was or not because I think we were his
Yes.
only table.
Oh yeah, everything just came right out. So
Yeah, I mean,
good.
we ate in the main dining room 5 out of the 7 nights.
Yeah.
Yeah, because first night with embarkation and
We had
sail
early
away.
dinner. We just missed
Yeah,
it.
we just went to the Windjammer.
Yeah.
And
And then
then
Chops was the last night.
our last night was at Chops, and we both had the ribeyes, and those were outstanding.
Oh,
I
bet
did
they're
want to
hard.
talk about though that first day with all the seafood and the Windjammer.
Yeah.
Because you guys,
missed it. We missed
you
it.
missed
Oh, you
it?
guys missed it?
Because you guys were talking about some, fillets or some meals that you were kind of iffy or didn't make you feel very good. And I went to get a lobster tail because they had little lobster tails. And I wasn't sure that it was cooked well enough. So I decided to pass it up. But you had one and you said it was fine.
Yeah, I ate it.
I
think
was a little nervous to try. It was a little
So-
mushy.
it was somewhat undercooked, but
Yeah.
it was still good.
Yeah. So
Hey, free
everyone-
lobster tail, I'll take it.
I think
Not if
everyone
I'm gonna
knew
get
about the lobster tail in the buffet except for us.
Well,
We didn't get the memo.
Well, I think what happened was with it being day one and with it being an inaugural cruise, we ran into so many people. And so we were talking, and then with the sail away, we wanted to get the fireworks at the sail away. So we missed dinner. Oh no, never mind.
Hooked was late, actually.
But we just ran into so many different people that we didn't really walk around day one much because we were just talking. We spent a lot of time at like Surfside and just seeing everybody. So I think that might have been the problem why we never even went to Windjammer.
Let's see. So Howie Cruz says, we were at Giovanni's, so they missed the buffet too. Couldn't pass up the great price for specialty dining. Well, but that was
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah, we saw them at Giovanni's. That's where we first ran into them.
Yeah.
embarked.
Yeah, they just says, Ark, we saw you when we were having lunch, right?
Oh yeah, they
gave us a
Andy,
sample.
there's something or other.
It was like pepperoni filled
Yeah.
something or other. It was good.
They gave Andy some appetizer thing that he likes. So
I like that. That's probably the Stromboli.
that's
I
it.
think so.
Holy.
Yeah, we were at Giovanni's for Laurie's birthday back in November.
On the Odyssey. Mhm.
Boy, we had a table of 10, and they brought out.
Almost every appetizer to the
Well, they
table.
brought 2 of every appetizer to the table,
Yeah.
and yeah, 2 of every
And everybody got their
appetizer.
meal, and everybody got dessert, and oh my God.
It was like, holy cow!
Yeah,
There was so much food.
it was a lot of food.
Uh,
Yeah.
so,
Yes.
if you had to name your favorite spot on the ship, what would it be?
Ooh,
Here, you go first.
I don't know.
I think I
So
know.
when I'm on a cruise, I like to be outside. So I really liked Central Park because you were outside, but you weren't like fully in the wind. And
Yeah.
then I really liked the Aquadome because I could just sit there all day long watching them practice or just listening to the water go back and forth. And then my third would have to be Ryan Bean. I could just sit back and by the overlook area.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we saw you guys a couple of times here, I think.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, that was my favorite bar on ship.
Yeah,
without a doubt. But yeah, I would say Central Park was probably my favorite, and then the Aquadome, especially way up front, was probably second. Maybe I don't know. It's hard to say.
Yeah.
Smelled great.
A lot of people love the overlook.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I looked at it. I really liked it, but we never got to spend any time there.
I did. One
You
day.
did. Well, I didn't get up there.
Well,
So,
we only made it really back there in the evening where it was cool because they had like this little aquarium wall and you saw the lights. Like it would have been cool to actually sit in one of the chairs, but it was so crowded. But just watch the water. But it was so crowded during the day.
But the bar back there was usually like a hidden gem because hardly anyone was sitting there.
Yeah.
So there was a bar right up front too.
Yeah. I remember that bar. We never stopped at that bar.
In the back?
No, in the Aquadome.
Oh, in the front. Sorry.
In the overlook area.
That was the front area, not the back area.
Well, we kind of hit them all though because we got invited to do a bar crawl, so that kind of helped.
Oh yeah.
With being able to, and we came halfway through the bar crawl and we still hit a good number of them. So
there's just so many. I mean,
yeah,
they're all over the ship, and I mean, then you've got the lime and coconut, then you've got the frozen lime and coconut.
Yeah.
You know, the daiquiri bar.
Yeah, I just wish we had a chance to try. They had such a huge water park. We didn't go on one water slide.
Oh wow.
And usually that's, we kind of like to do the water slides, but lately on our cruises, we've kind of been more like relaxed. We don't want to do like the, help me out, the ropes course. We don't want to do the water side. Like we just want to like enjoy and do things instead of being more thrilling.
I will say there was a big reason though we didn't do the water slides. We couldn't film any of it. They wouldn't let you take a GoPro. So I was kind of like thinking, all right, if I do these slides, I do want to show our people in the video. So we were going to, but never got around to it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
And then on the last sea day, it started to get cooler, and I was like, I'm not going anywhere near the water. So.
Yeah. Well,
I mean, you got me on some water slides, which, as I get older, it's weird. I'm not as fearless as I once was, but we did go on 2. We went on 3 total, but one was the same because we missed the weight limit by 5 pounds. I was pretty upset about that. I was like, I told that guy, I was like, well, I have to pee. Is that okay? Does that count? And he's like, no.
Oh.
That's funny.
Yeah, so
I'm kind of the opposite. Like Andy, he'll do like a zip line, he'll do this, he'll do that. And to me, it seems the older I get, the more I'm like, am I going to get injured? Is this too fast? Like I have a lot of questions. Like, how high is it? How fast am I going to go? So I always make Andy do things first. to tell
Yeah.
me how it's gonna go.
That was quick.
Yeah, sorry. Should let that up for a second. Howie Cruz says water park was awesome. We squeezed it in.
It did look
I
awesome.
know we saw you all around there that one afternoon, and it was like I didn't want to. At the time, I didn't want to go back to the room and put a suit on.
Yeah, like I said, we did what, the racer slide? I forget what that was called.
We did the pink
Mat
one.
slide.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. Oh, so we did I guess we did
And that
4
one,
of them.
well, no, I think we did that, and then we did one of the tubes twice.
Oh,
Did you
Not
do-
right.
the extreme one.
Did you do the drop slide or the yellow one?
Oh,
Do that,
hell
no.
no.
Those both gave me such anxiety just looking at them. I was like,
Yes.
oh, not doing it.
No.
Well, the one looked like where you would come over the edge, you wouldn't see your feet anymore. So, yeah, that was the
Yeah.
one, I think,
The yellow
opposite
one.
the drop side. Yeah,
Yeah.
the yellow one.
I'm
Did
a
Howie
horse
Cruz
lover
do
now.
either of those two?
Oh, I'm sure Brian did them all.
Yeah, we'll have to see if they comment if they did. The
Yeah. Howie Cruz, did you guys do any of the scary ones?
Oh, they probably did them all.
Yeah.
I'm sure the
I will
kids-
say the
Yeah.
mat one that we did that kind of it comes up and you're going head first and you have to keep your head down the whole
Oh.
time. And I was really good. I had my head down, my eyes closed. And then at the end, I had a little bump and I went like this and the water went
Oh,
right in my face and it went up my nose and into my brain. And I like got out. I'm like, oh my God. I'm
Oh,
like,
God.
brain.
That's what I was worried about with those because for some reason when water comes at me, my first instinct is to breathe in and then
You don't want to choke water.
no,
but,
can't.
Yeah, that one
It
was
took a minute
fun.
to recover, but it wasn't too bad.
Hmm.
They did all of them.
Howie
I knew
Cruz
it.
says, we did
Except the
all.
yellow
Yeah,
drop.
Oh, yeah, I mean the kids, except the yellow drop.
Except the yellow drop.
Yeah, they had it was pretty incredible to see all of those slides on the ocean. I mean,
Yeah, it was like a legit water park
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
would see
Yeah.
on
It wasn't like, oh, you've got 1 or 2 slides and
Right.
that's it. No, you've got
6.
yeah.
I mean, so we had a question. I mean, can you just justify all the free rides there? I mean, can you justify paying for Coco Cay if you have all the water slides right there that are free? I mean,
That is a
Yeah.
great question. Now you
I mean,
did that.
'cause it's
So
legit.
Yeah, I did
the
the water park, Thrill Water Park back in November.
yeah.
it's more of a
when we were
variety, so
Yeah,
Mhm.
when we were on Odyssey, so that there was a lot more there. So especially if you got a family, they had the wave pool. So our what 3-year-old
Nine.
granddaughter was,
She was in the
and
splash.
our
Splash.
10-year-old grandson were all out there in the wave pool, and so it was.
Yeah, but they had
There
that
was a
at
lot
the
more stuff.
Surfside,
So
though, so-
yeah, I
They
mean
have
they
Lazy River. Do they have that?
no, they don't have a lazy river. They have like a kind of like a pool with lily pads or something, and then a bunch of different slides. So yeah, if you're on the Odyssey, I don't see why, or on Icon, I don't see why anyone would pay for that in addition. But
Yeah, because you have a lot of the same thrills and
yeah, I mean,
Surfside
water
has
park,
a lot of that as well.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. But that
Good
said,
point.
we still enjoyed Coco Cay. I mean, we went into the couple of the beaches. We went into
yeah,
the
we
water.
just did everything free. We
Yeah.
just walked around. That was the first time there, so we
Yep.
just walked around,
Oh,
checked
okay.
out a few of the different beaches, and we had a good time.
Mhm.
So and plenty of food.
Free
so.
food, and we had the drink package, so we had drinks.
there you go. So Howie Cruz says we ran into Coco Cay issues with not being tall enough for the kids. That's always fun.
disappointing.
Yeah,
Pay all that
I
money.
remember seeing that.
Was it like 54 inches minimum or something?
Could have been even 42, 48.
40.
I don't know. Crazy. Well, that stinks.
But Yeah, Coco Cay, we ended up going to Hideaway Beach
We did.
because we wanted to see that, the brand new adults only area.
Yeah.
And it was interesting. It was a pretty neat area. And see that it seems like some of it's still kind of new looking. I guess it's gonna, mainly the foliage and all that kind of stuff it's kind of looks kind of new.
So is
And my
it
only complaint, and I'm probably coming at this from an old fogey perspective, but the pool was thumping a little bit more than I would like.
Yeah, we saw
know?
we saw a vlog that talked about how there was kind of two different sides. There was like a party side and then a more relaxed, but it kind of spilled over to the more relaxed.
Mhm.
So
It does. When we go to the pool, it's like, okay, we're gonna kick back and listen to
Island music,
island
just something,
music and just
makes you
some
feel like you're on the island, and this
yeah,
was more party vibe, and
yeah,
which I get it, because if you're partying, you're drinking, and and you're
yeah,
drinking, you're making more money,
yeah.
yeah.
so
And that's kind of when I don't want to be in the pools anymore because if there's that many people drinking, they're not getting
nobody's getting out of the pool.
out.
Yeah.
I know, I started thinking about that here recently, and I can't unthink that now.
Yeah, sorry.
Uh,
Did you guys get
Yeah.
a chance to read that?
Howie Cruz says, I'm surprised Royal is charging for the adults only area on Coco Cay. Just let people go. Yeah, I mean, and they said self-heated.
Yeah.
Just saying.
Just saying.
Is that why it's heated? No.
Yeah. But yeah,
Did it just get warmer?
there's really nothing that special about the area.
No,
I mean,
really. In our opinion.
honestly, yeah, the main pool there is not that different from
It's
the lagoon
infinity
pool.
yeah.
It's the same kind of atmosphere with the swim up bars and all that kind of stuff. So it's like, okay, well, so there are no kids here, so you're going to charge extra for it.
I will say the one thing that might be worth it if you can A, afford it, or B, have enough people to kind of do it, is what was it, Hideout?
Yeah, the Hideout, I
That
think, is
had
what
their
it's
own
called.
private infinity pool that kind of wrapped
Yeah.
around those
So it's the little cabanitas, bungalows that have their very own little infinity pool right in front of them.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, we saw
That
that in the video.
your entrance fee too, so that's not,
Yeah.
you're not paying
And
additional.
I think you can have 8 people in there, so
Yeah.
that would get
So-
8 people in, and you're
Yeah. Yeah, and Utopia coming up in July, we were considering booking this in advance just to check out the adult area. But now I gotta say, off your
Yeah,
opinion,
we're just
I'm maybe on the fence now.
yeah.
But that's
I'm
okay.
just fine just doing the free stuff.
Sorry.
Okay.
No, I think that's a good thing.
Yeah.
Because
We've already kind of seen videos of the Hideaway, and it was just kind of like, it's not as relaxed as I thought it would be. And
right.
what was the port? Was it Icon of the Seas? One of the ports had music so loud. I was kind of thinking that it'd be nice to be able to just sit and talk with somebody, but it was like
that was St. Kitts. It was
it St. Kitts?
Yeah, because when we went to St. Thomas the next day, we were like, oh, this is so nice. It's quiet. You can talk. So St. Kitts was really loud in the port.
It was. They were
especially over by the food court. I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. But yeah, so it's like we don't have to have that.
Yeah. Usually, we're usually on a ship. We're all like the loud and action is. You'll find us the other direction.
Yeah. We'll be like, if everyone's in Lido deck, we'll be at the aft pool.
Yeah.
It's like or
for like a sail away, instead of at the sail away party, we're at the back filming the sail away.
Well, I'm getting the footage, so.
And just taking in
right.
the scenery. So
Yeah, so I mean, if you want kind of a relaxing pool area, where's there to go now?
There hasn't been any.
because
Or there wasn't any really on the icon
yeah, the
that I experienced.
I mean, the adults only area on Icon, the Hideaway, was the same thing. It was
we were shoulder to shoulder. It was like sardines.
yeah, it was
Yeah.
absolutely packed, and there's no room around the pool. The pool's small.
And then
you
they
got
had
this
like
huge,
the little not walls or spacers, so you couldn't swim like directly across. You had to get out and then walk over. It
right.
was weird.
It was kind of strange. I
And
don't.
no swimming. Again, just standing around,
Yeah.
drinking.
Yeah.
Or just standing.
And then you got that huge stadium seating of loungers on the back there that was just kind of
Always full.
Yeah, it was always full, and it was just kind of, well, I guess that's what you want, but
yeah.
You know, maybe the swim up bar wasn't so loud, I want to say. I don't remember it being super loud.
But we went in the evening. During the day, it was overcrowded. We went in the evening.
Yeah.
So.
At the tail end of our bar crawl.
Yeah.
You said Clouds, Howie Cruz says Cloud 17, except adults poop in the pool.
Oh,
yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
I heard about that.
Yeah.
I can't recall anything about Cloud. I thought Cloud 17 was the smoking area. I didn't think there was anything else with Cloud 17.
That was the one that had that extreme narrow pool that it almost looked like a very short lap lane. It was.
Oh, is that the one that you and I went to? I thought we went to the skinny.
We saw it. We didn't go in that.
Not that one?
That pool, yeah.
At least I'm thinking that's the one that's on
the
real narrow.
That's a weird thing. You got out on that pool deck and you're like, oh, well, there's that pool. And it's like, it was really hard to get oriented and figure out where everything was.
Yeah.
And I don't think we ever really got a good grasp of it.
I think the last day, like towards the end of the day, we're like, oh, there's another pool over here.
Yeah.
There's just so much to see, and
you
know, 7 days was nowhere near enough. There were a lot of things that we didn't get to.
What about you guys? Was there a lot of things that you missed, or things that maybe you wanted to do that you didn't get a chance to?
Other than the water slides, like
and I wanted to do the zip line. Ran out of time.
Crown and Edge Crown Edge.
I wanted to do that. Didn't get to do that. Thinking we tried most food venues that we wanted to try.
I think we saw all of the shows except for the a cappella group, which we saw footage of that, and I was kind of like, oh, okay, I don't mind missing that. I don't know. It seemed a little weird.
I don't know. It seemed like we got to do a lot.
Yeah, it seemed like we did. Yeah, I think we did quite a bit. Because in the evenings, like we don't stay up real late, but on this cruise, we were probably up past midnight almost every night.
Yeah, we were too.
Just because we were doing stuff, and then just in the evening, we're walking around, we're like, oh, you know, let's see if we run into so-and-so, or let's see if, you know, like we knew the first night we were getting ready to go to bed, and we just happened to walk by, not the first night. I don't remember what night it was. If Brian might remind you. We were walking by Dueling Pianos, and it was about 11:30, and I ran into Julie, and we went in with them. Next thing I know, it's 1 o'clock. So
it might have been day 2 or 3.
Yeah,
maybe 2. I don't know.
So.
But yeah, fun ship. Yeah, we did a lot there. So.
Oh my gosh, I remember Katie at Dueling Piano. It was like Brian couldn't even move because she fell asleep, and I don't know how she was sleeping. We were all talking so loud, and she was just out.
Yeah, we didn't get in Dueling Pianos till the last night.
Yeah, well, we tried.
We tried
a couple times, and
every time we went by, it was like people were standing 4 deep outside.
Mm-hmm.
So
we just kept getting lucky because, like I said, the first time we walked in there was 2 seats at Brian and Julie's table, and then the other time we went, there was a group of us, and I guess we went an hour early.
Or was it? Yeah, one time we were like half hour or hour before they were done, so that was usually a good time to get some seats.
Yeah.
Yeah,
When
that
it
one you
was-
definitely have to show up early for, but you know, then you're sitting there doing nothing for an hour.
Yeah, that's the thing that I'm not
Yeah.
big on. Like, I know a lot like to sit at shows for like an hour before they start. We can't just sit there for an hour waiting for a show.
No.
So it's we either get in or we don't, and that's kind of how we look at it.
Yeah. And, circling back to Utopia, there's really, as far as I know, there's only one new restaurant on that ship.
I'm so excited for that one.
The train-based one that I'd love to get in, but that's going to be very limited seating.
Yeah,
And on a 3-day, it's going to be that much more difficult to try to get in.
yeah.
So, do you think that'll be all like pre-sold, or do we need to like book it now, or what? Because I really want to do that.
Well, we haven't even changed.
Yeah, that was one of the things that I was most looking forward to. I mean, there were a lot of other things, a lot of other neat things on Utopia that I was looking forward to, but yeah.
I would keep
I mean,
it on your radar and keep checking just in case you need
Yeah.
to do that. That would.
what I think normally you can do dinner reservations, about 30 days out?
Oh, I don't know
Is that
actual day, but
I think that's what it is, but who knows? I mean, that's like when the reservations opened for the shows on Icon. We jumped on and tried to book everything that we could,
well, we didn't even know
and there was
until
nothing
I was
available.
seeing messages
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Facebook groups saying, "Oh, it's all sold out," and I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, the nice thing, even though it was all sold out, we got to see everything, even
Yeah.
though we didn't
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
reservation. Same with the show in the Aquadome.
Yeah, usually if you
It's
go like the later times, and you usually can get in with like a standby,
Mhm.
Yeah.
or once again,
The first Aqua show we saw.
the first night at Aquadome, it was Para DJ happened to be sitting there, and we walked by them and they had 2 seats. We're like, hey, are these open? And we just lucked into grabbing a seat for the first night there. So yeah, we just kind of lucked into a lot of the.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
guys. It was a lucky cruise for you guys.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah.
All right. Well,
Do you have any other questions? He's got a.
well, it's
you
it's we've been on this almost an hour.
can see it, but yeah, there you go.
So do you have any upcoming travel or cruises that you want to mention, or anything else that you've got going on? You got any trip cruises or anything like that?
We have Utopia coming up, hopefully inaugural July 19th.
Yeah, hopefully inaugural.
And then after that, for cruise wise, we
I could
don't
pull it up.
have. No, I got it up here. The next cruise we have is in September 12th. Out of Tampa, we're going on the Carnival Paradise. But usually in between cruises, although we just got back to St. Louis, we spend a lot of time in Florida. We do a lot of Disney content, so like parks, resorts. And so if anybody out there is, so our thing is, if you're not Disney people, if you enjoy us, please come along with our Disney adventures along with cruising.
Well, if you like food and drink, and
Yeah.
us trying it.
Yeah. So,
Very cool.
All right. So we already mentioned we're going to Helen this weekend to meet a bunch of people, including Eddie and
Cool.
Eddie Lugos and Alice, and I'm not sure who all. Well, probably nobody else on here, but that is going to be there. Then in 1 month, about a month,
Oh my God.
we fly out to St. Martin for a week,
Yeah.
nice.
and so we get our second crack at vlogging from St. Martin.
Yes.
Oh, it'll be a lot better this year, I promise.
We do have an excursion lined up already. At least
Yeah.
one. Yeah.
We've got
Well, the craziest shorts that do really well in St. Martin, of course, is Maho Beach.
And
When you
that's
do
where
the
we
story
stay.
for the planes coming over, they just get like thousands of views
Yeah.
for some reason. I don't know why, but
Should redo them, you see. He
Yeah.
played chicken with the airplane.
Yeah, I did the Jet Blast challenge last year.
Yes.
oh,
He went out
our
there
cab
with his
guy
safety
talked us out of
goggles.
Yeah, I had.
He knew what he was in
I knew
for
what I
'cause
was
we've
getting
been going
into. I
for
mean, we've been
years.
going there for 15 years, so
Yeah.
we
Wow.
would sit back and laugh at the people that would,
Supposed
try to
to
stand
tap
there
you
and
for that,
well,
Yeah.
Have you been
and
to?
they'd run towards the ocean as soon as the jet started taking off. But
And instead of go
man.
left or right, they stay in the stream and go to the ocean. So it's just funny.
That place is just awesome. Yeah,
It is.
we've only been to St. Martin once, and we're having trouble finding cruises that go there lately. So it's like, gosh, we want to go
Most
back.
of the ones that I've seen that go to St. Martin actually embark out of San Juan.
Yeah.
A lot of them seem to. So
Have you guys been to Topper's Rum in St. Martin?
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
That blew us away. That was
Did
awesome.
you guys do the tour that they had?
Oh yeah.
We did.
Yeah.
I had a stack of cups, like
Oh,
20 something cups.
So
Awesome.
technology issues.
Oh, yeah.
Andy had saved all of his sample cups, and our tour guide was Dutch. So Andy goes, "Can you count all of my cups in Dutch?" So she was rattling them off. We get back, footage has no sound.
No sound. Half of our GoPro clips had no sound. We had to do voiceover, and that was the best excursion.
Yeah.
We tried so many samples. We had to be. I mean, we were funnier than
No.
It was just crazy.
If you watch,
but no sound.
if you see our vlogs, we don't do a lot of voiceover because we're terrible. We don't write a script. We try to just go. We watch the clip and we do it. We can't. Voiceovers aren't for us. We cannot.
No, we need to write a script.
We don't do many voiceovers, and we definitely have not written any scripts as of yet. We kind of go off the cuff, but we actually did a vlog on Topper's Rum tour last year.
Oh, nice. Well, check that out.
Yeah. And we also have, for any of you cruisers out there, if you do go to St. Martin, we got a video on our channel from last year where we tell you how to get from the port to Maho and back for $4.
Ooh, nice.
Ah.
All right.
So when we go to St. Martin, we get around the island using the local buses. And so from Maho to Phillipsburg is $2.
Wow.
And no, it's $2. So, and it's super easy. You find the courthouse, you go up 2 streets and look for a bus that has big placard in the window that says Maho. Jump on board. When they get to Maho Beach at the end of the airport, you give the guy $2. Go on the beach, do your thing, go back, look for a bus that says Phillipsburg on it. It's pretty simple, but
you do have to
most people don't know that.
plan time for it. I would say
Yeah.
at least an hour one way or the other.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if you need to get back to the port, give yourself an hour to an hour and a half.
Right.
I'd give yourself an hour and a half to get back.
Yeah,
Sure.
because we hit traffic, so yeah, we were.
Well, we were late for our bus too, so
Yeah.
luckily our bus
Mm.
waited for us. So.
Yes. Well, we had a ton of time at Topper's, but
And then
then
we had
only like an hour at
zero
Maho Beach.
Time at Maho Beach, and half the time we spent chasing our footwear because we kept putting our sandals, and the ocean kept carrying. Yeah, so that was.
Yeah, Para DJ were there. We were entertaining them with our trying to retrieve our flip flops from the ocean, taking them away. So I'm sure we put on a good show.
So were you with Para DJ when they went to Topper's Rum?
No, they did this was on Celebration, and we did Topper's Rum, and they did I can't remember what excursion they did maybe a chocolate tour. I remember they did a different excursion than we did, but we all ended up at Maho Beach.
Yeah. everybody tends to end up at Maho, but
Yeah.
yeah, the whole reason we did the Toppers Rum Tour last year was because we saw Para DJ's
Yeah.
video on it. And it's like,
Oh, nice.
you know,
That looks like fun.
we knew Toppers Rum. I mean, we'd seen it and had it many times, but
Oh,
didn't know there was a tour. It was like, why not? Let's go do that tour. So, and it was
Yeah.
fun. And then we got
Yeah.
invited back on what was it,
dinner.
Thursday or Friday
Dinner
night?
show. Yeah.
They did a dinner show
Oh, nice.
there at Toppers Rum, and they're like, hey, you know, here, come back, see
Did
our
you get
dancers and stuff.
to meet Mr. Topper?
Yeah, he was there.
Well, we didn't
Yeah, he and his
necessarily
wife
meet
had-
him, but yeah, they were there at for the show.
Yeah, his wife actually trained the dance troupe of local
Okay.
kids. So
Yeah.
Cool.
See that,
was
and
pretty
that's
cool.
why we do the vlogging, because people watch it and you kind of do the stuff that.
yeah, and you get to do fun stuff, meet all kinds of cool people. You know, like you guys. You know, we've watched you guys for, gosh, at least 8 to 10 months.
Mhm.
Thank you.
So
Appreciate that.
yeah, I mean, when we decided to go into this, we jumped on and we found that the top 200 list that what Tips for Travelers puts out, and we're like, all right, I'm going to go down this list and I'm going to look at everybody on it and start subscribing
He's a
to
tip
people.
guy. He does lots of research.
And you guys made the cut, so
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, we do have, well, like I said, we have the Toppers Rum video. It's pretty funny. So I ended up doing a time lapse because we did all
And we
those
tried to do a
tastings,
voiceover.
but no sound. So
Yeah.
then it went pretty well with the time lapse.
all right.
Yeah.
Eddie says good night, y'all. Nice to see Ark, and we will see
Hey,
you
Eddie.
guys in Helen. Yes, we will, Eddie.
We
Friday.
haven't seen
We
Eddie in
certainly will.
over a
Can't wait.
year.
So you guys know Eddie too?
We saw
We
him
met
in
him on the
Breakaway.
Breakaway, the vlogger cruise on the
On the
Breakaway.
vlogger cruise, yeah.
Yeah.
That was, those videos were coming out right about the time that we decided to embark on this path. So we're like, oh,
awesome.
But that
when's
was
the next one?
crazy thing because we had the Breakaway and, you know, tons of vloggers and stuff there. And then we go to Icon and it was almost like a mini vlogger cruise because we
Yeah.
ran into and met so many vloggers as well. So like cruising is for us is fun, but when it's just the two of us, it's kind of like, you know, we don't really go up to people as much as others do. But
Right.
with the vlogger things, it's like when we see somebody with a camera, we have no problem going up and saying like, hey, do you have a channel? What's your channel name? And, you know, just try to like connect with them and, you know,
Sure.
we're more talkative when it's in a more relaxed setting.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
I know how that is. I mean, I'm not the most outgoing person in real life, unless there's a connection, you know, like.
But get him behind the camera like now, and he's Mr. Talkie Talkerson. Like,
I don't know. Yeah.
Sometimes we do stand there and like if I see somebody with a camera, I'm like, should we go over there? No, we shouldn't. Should we? So we're getting better of approaching people and just starting conversations than what we were.
yeah, I guess that comes with time.
Yeah.
Kind of like that.
And
You're
it's
better.
kinda
I'm like, oh look, he's over, whatever. And you go over and come on. So
Yeah, it is just one of my little quirks, I guess, you know, because I'm basically an introvert. I've heard that Tony's basically an introvert too, but
Tony
yeah,
from
Tony
I don't
Barnett.
believe it at all, but okay.
Yeah. That's,
What's that?
I said I don't believe that at all.
I think I've heard him say it, yeah. And it's like, well, I can believe it because, you know, sometimes people can put that on, you know, put that personality on when that's not because they're playing to a camera as opposed to, you know, interacting with people. But I've heard a lot of actors.
I was gonna say, Brian, or Julie, we do try to say hi to like everybody. So usually when we're sitting at a bar, if we're sitting there, 10 minutes or so, we start having a conversation. Like,
Oh, yeah.
I overhear somebody
Yeah.
talk about a dog, and I'm like, oh, you have a dog? What kind of dog do you have? And where, first cruise, it was like, oh, I don't want to be nosy and ask them, so I'll just sit here quietly. But so we are a lot better with like approaching and starting conversation with people, camera or no camera.
Yeah. Growth.
Yeah. Well, it's been great talking to you guys. You
Yeah,
know,
too.
like most people that we saw on the cruise, it's like we would meet them and then we'd pass and never really got a chance to sit
Yeah.
down. And so this has been really awesome. Maybe we'll see you on Utopia. We'll have to see.
Right. That's still up in the air.
Yeah. Well, we
date.
haven't. We've been trying since yesterday to get in touch with our travel agent to figure out what our
I
options are.
sent an email tonight, so
Yeah.
see if we can get that worked
See.
out. Yeah.
Yeah, she booked this one, so she gets to look into
So
it.
yeah, I'll be.
It's your job.
All right. Well, once again, Andy and Andrea, thank you so much for coming on with us.
Really appreciate you guys
our
taking the
pleasure.
time out
Yeah.
to chat with us.
We really do appreciate it. We enjoy your channel, guys. Anybody watching this,
Still
if
on
you
here,
haven't
thank you.
subscribed to Arc Adventures, please look them up. Subscribe to them. They got some fun content for sure, fun videos to watch. Otherwise, we'll see everybody later.
All right.
Bye, guys.
Bye,
Thanks for
y'all.
having me.
Thanks for